Welcome, this is Lee Jones Art and Life, and this is my ramp in the front yard. This is how it looked before when I realized it was rotting. So I started to rebuild it. And here's the plywood that I'm going to use. I'm going to take out a notch right here so that it'll go in that first step, and then I'm going to cut it all the way down so it is at the correct angle of the ramp. And then that's the ramp that's already been built, the new one. And we got two 4x4 pieces of plywood on it, 4 feet by 4 feet, and the one piece over the top will be one long 8-foot piece of board, so that there won't be any damage like with weather or anything. And the wall needs to be sanded and repainted. It's 33 inches wide and 8 feet long. So I'm creating my own colors, and this is a time lapse of me making the various colors with blues, a nice dark rich blue, and then the slightly lighter shade, and then going to brown and using raw umber, and then putting red, yellow, and blue in it to make a nice deep brown. And red, yellow, and blue are the three primaries, and they make brown, so you can make a rich one. And now I'm using a base paint by Kelly Moore. It's an exterior paint, and it's just the base, so there's no color in it. And this should make my ramp paint very sturdy, so I can go up and down it many times. This type of base paint is supposed to make the colors pop. Dark colors are supposed to be brilliant. So I have the popsicle stick and the 5.5 ounce cup, and I take some masking tape and I just tape the stick onto it. And I go around several times to make sure that the tape isn't going to come off with the weight of the paint. And this way I don't have to like pour the paint out of the gallon container. I can just pour it into the cups, and the 16-ounce cups. So last year I poured the lawnmower, weed eater, barbecue, and a 10-speed bike with, among some other things, using Artist Loft's Flow paint, I think it was called. The ones that are about $10 for a quart. And all of those items are they're completely out in the sun and the weather all year round, and they're all fine. None of them are chipping or anything. A little bit of rust on the barbecue that was there. I hadn't taken the rust completely off. Otherwise, it's awesome, the condition they're in. So this ramp is built with a little more durability and expectations that it will be used more than the other items that are basically on display. They do get wet every day that I water the plants. So each color is made with a little bit of a different mixture depending on what it needs as far as being thick or the intensity, the color that's desired. All of it has the exterior base paint, some Floetrol, and the paint. Then there's a teaspoon of Liquitex medium and a teaspoon of GAC 800. Okay, so I have 3 of these lemonade containers. They're plastic and very sturdy, and I'm taking the labels off right now, and they're 52 ounces a piece, and so I'm going to use 3 of them, which will be just under a gallon. And then I also have some additional paint, and the containers have the additives that all the other paint has too. Now, this has support because of this skinny neck. As soon as I take this off, it becomes real wobbly. So what I need to do is make sure that I give myself a little bit of the neck, so I can still have more opening to pour in, but not have a wobbly top. So I'm testing to see which ones work the best, having it just cut round or cut oval. So we're going to put that in the bottom. The color beige interior satin by Sherwin-Williams. The exterior I left in the house. Okay, then we're going to put just a little bit of the copper. Blue. Hopefully we'll get a nice line in it. I'm going to call this beige. Just a little bit of darker beige. Very brown. So my table that I did last year, I think it's 48 or 60 inch. It's round. That's pretty big. Going way up high like this makes the paint go all the way inside and mixes with the other colors. It's called a dirty pour. Okay, I think we have enough to start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn you around to actually see the table. Okay. So I'm making this, this is a time lapse of me putting supports on the back of this 33 inch by 96 inch piece of wood. It would be too flimsy if it weren't supported in the back. So I'm just using 1x2s and tapping them in with small 1-inch nails to or 1 1/4 nails, so it just can be tapped off, pulled off once I finish pouring. So here is my 33 inches by 8 feet long piece of wood, and I've got the smaller piece that's the edge of the ramp. Both of them will be poured. So I've got all the paint ready to go. And I just need to paint these boards with like a base coat that's still wet, so that it allows the paint to spread easier. less resistant. This has no gesso or anything, it's just been slightly sanded. I want it to be able to absorb into the wood. It's very thick paint, so that it can endure the purpose of being a ramp for my wheelchair into my front porch. So here we go. Oh, and I have to introduce my two assistants. This is Jerry. He's a German Shepherd Doberman puppy. He's about a year old, a little over. And he is loving the water coming out of the hose right now.
Good job.
Pretty soon he'll be helping Mom. And this is Dolly. She's a border collie, about 3.5 years old, and she loves to play catch. She puts the ball on my footrest and loves to have me throw it. She loves to catch it in the air when she's not being my assistant and doing chores. She likes to play catch over and over again. Here we go. I'm going to start with this exterior paint. It's a bluish gray color. I don't really know the exact color, but this is what I'm going to use. I've used this as my trim for the house in the front and on the old ramp as well. Just going to open it up, and I'm just going to paint it with the grain, like towards the grain, and make sure I do only half so I can pour the half and not let it dry. Right after mixing my paints, my camera, my phone stopped working, and so I had to use a different phone that is really unclear. It's fuzzy. It's the only the only video I captured this pour on, though, so I'm using it because I'd really like to show you how I poured this large piece of wood for my ramp. And I do apologize for the video quality being so poor, though, and hope that in the future when I do such a large painting that I'll be able to have it nice and clear. Also, to let you know, I did make the new ramp as well, and that too didn't come out on the tape, the video. However, in the future I might be able to make another ramp, and I will show you how I used 2x4s and plywood to make the ramp. So here's the pour. Here's how it looks. This is the base of, or what will be the top of it. And I really am pleased with how some of the texture or some of the colors blended. It's a nice, really nice netting here. And then there's actually some ripping from it being so hot outside. And I like the way it's doing that so far. It's going to get really hot though. So I don't know how much more it's going to do. It might not look so nice later. This is dried already, you can tell by seeing the wood grain. It's been 2 hours since I poured. My camera stopped working. It's really sharp over there too. Now I'm going to go around my plant to look down here. This is going to be the bottom of the ramp. So look up like that. It has some strange features there. It looks really cool here. I'm really thrilled with this right here, this gold. Oh, it's fascinating. I wanted it to look like a stone, and I'm not quite sure what it looks like, but it's super interesting. And then this is the side panel. And so this down here kind of matches. I thought I was going to get to have it match more, but down there it does have some blues, so there is a chance that it might actually look like it goes together. And then there'll be a piece of wood, like a 2x2 right here, that I will have blocked maybe in this blue or something. But anyway, that's the ramp and the side. Let's see, maybe I can get this as the picture. Anywhere it rips, I'll go ahead and take exterior house paint, blue, the dark blue, and fill it in so it's really tight. So the next step is to let it dry completely and then attach it to the ramp. Put it on the ramp and put the sideboards screwed down, and it'll be ready to go. Strip in the front there. This is the side. Swept right there with cement. Cool. Let's turn around